do a test real quick. Yeah, should be live. There we go. There we go. All right. Minimize that. So you guys know I'm pretty much playing around with Ubuntu to see all that's on here. So let's see here. And if you guys checked out my stream the other day, you know that I was talking about how Audacity there's a new variant of Audacity. Oh boy, now it's taking all day to set up. This is how you know it's a live stream. Got that the image already had it already pre-configured. At least I know this thing isn't locked up right now. And the good thing is, based on what I send on my phone, you guys can see me and see my computer screen, which means everything's running as according to plan. Wow, this is loading. Guys that follow me, check out Nicky Butter. Butter, not utter. And use code JackGeek on checkout. And as mentioned many times already, they got some very, very good protein peanut butter on here. Definitely highly recommend the cacao flavor. Get that. Definitely get that. They even let you do a free spin. I already been there many times, so for me, it's not going to do any good. But yeah, guys, definitely check out Nicky Butter and use code JackGeek on checkout. Hit continue there. Boom. So now Audacity's up and running. Let's see what I can get going on here. So I'll say test, test, 1, 2, 3, test, test. So I'll say test, test, 1, 2, 3, test, test. And of course, Audacity, you can always go in there. Oh yeah, and in fact, you can actually do non-destructive scrolling on here, which is good. So normally what you do, click edit, effects, you can go ahead and do the volume, compression, amplifying here. I'll go and amplify since I was a little too loud. I will say decibels down about 5. Hit enter. So I'll say test, test, 1, 2, 3, test, test. And of course, I brought the volume down just a smidgen. Not really trying to save it, but so I'm going to exit out here. But let's see what you can export as right now. Export audio. Pretty much as it is, you can pretty much go in different formats. And MP3 is actually available right now off the rip, which is good. That's what I normally do because it's like easy and important to different editors. Also export as MIDI. Oh, then you can export as MIDI files, which came in handy in certain software I was building up. Software I was running earlier, so that's interesting. Most likely, I'll probably do it with an actual music file because that was voice and not music, and it detected as voice. So it's like, no, we're not moving this to a MIDI file. Got a little plugins here already built in. So let me go ahead and exit out of here. Say the project. Nope. So I'll start with something that I know. Got different utilities. So DJ. Ooh. See what car control is. Yeah, guys, I'm just trying to play around with this machine to see what's on here. Buddy of mine hooked me up with this PC for like $100 with the monitor, and I'm trying to see what it is. So a lot of things to play around with on here. And then I just downloaded the OS myself and installed it because it got to the point where this machine wouldn't take Windows 11, but it runs Ubuntu Studio nicely. Okay, that's what I need to use if I actually get a freaking deck, DJ recording studio. Sorry, DJ recording hardware. So yeah, all the software installed in here. So this is a lot. Man. Yeah, when people, certain individuals decide to open things back up again, I can probably go on Marketplace and order one. Oh. See what they have in the store. Okay, so you can create your own music notes on here. Nice. So definitely, audio is good. We also have the graphical stuff. We already know about, I've used Krita before. Awesome program along with GIMP. Honestly, with these two, don't even miss not having a freaking Photoshop. Also have different graphical utilities on here. Ooh, VRML, something else I could have came in handy when I was doing some COS programming a few years ago. Nice. Have stuff to help with your photos. Digicam I heard was real good, along with Darktable. We have GIMP, LibreOffice Paint. See what my paint looks like. Never use this. Heard it's a souped up version of Microsoft Paint. Of course, it crashed while I'm doing the program, while I'm doing the demonstration. But yeah, probably because I didn't have stuff set on there properly. So now we got video production. Too bad they don't have OpenShot in here, but they say, hey, we're gonna make you use KDN Live. You're gonna like it. So let's see how this looks. Another free open source video editing tool. It'll actually probably run a little bit better and be a little bit easier to use on a Linux machine than it would on Windows. Let's see if it'll let me import stuff from the USB drive. And of course, Linux security being the way it is, I gotta like tell it I want to actually mount the drive for it to do anything. Let me close out of there. You guys kind of get the idea of it. Like I said, I'm trying to see if certain things will work. One thing I did find out, it actually will let me go in here and play the video but not open it directly, which is weird. So let's say, since I do fitness on here, open this real quick. I got the DVDs, I just ripped them.
She can. Oh, nice, driving those hands. We're done with that. And then same thing on the side.
Yep, so video playback works. Cut out that real quick if I get hit with a copyright strike. And also make sure you use your own videos for that. Have some programming stuff on here, the Godot engine. And my favorite, Blocks IDE, Code Blocks, Python. Let's get stuff from scratch. You got your web browsers, video playback, and you have LibreOffice, LibreMath. Everything else comes with longer Linux distribution. So yeah, figure this is a good way to go ahead and introduce Ubuntu Linux. Everything looks good. It runs as expected. So now I actually closed up. Okay, it's saying that it crashed, but I closed it on purpose, which is kind of weird. Okay, let's see. Okay, we already went to updates. Let's go to Software Center. Or let's call some notes. Ubuntu Studio Installer. Yeah, we're just in to build a table. Relaunch. Okay, and that's the one that's not that user friendly, so we're gonna go to the actual store. Let's see, I went to one software sources. Now I'm having a brain fart. Okay, quit here. This is worse when you're trying to remember how you doing stuff. Okay, that wasn't an iPhone app. It wasn't Power Manager. It was settings, so okay. Some reason you gotta hit updates, and this is where it gets confusing because this is where the actual software center is. So you gotta click where you saw that little configuration thing for up. Sorry, you gotta hit the drop down, go to updates, and now you get to the GUI for the software store. So now you can see all the packages you want. So here is a listing of all the games you can download for free. Most of them are free. Some of them have dependencies where you need the original file. So first one off the rip is going to make the big N very, very angry and make Fratanga happy. Super Tux. Because, like, beep, Mario, beep, Super Beep Brothers, along with Maker, and then Super Tux card. Very, very, very similar to Super Bleep Kart Wii. Almost identical if you were actually to go in there and play it. And I guess I'm testing this out if I got to bring a controller in here. But yeah, this is just so you guys saw in here. Figured it would be the best way to at least get started on here. So we have Blockout 2, 3D Tetris game. People have seen that before. But of all the games on here, I highly recommend Super Tux 8. It's a fun game with a nice editor for like your level designs. Super Tux Kart, great kart racing game. You can also like customize your track. You can install customized tracks and characters and karts in there as well. And even important from other racing games, other kart racing games, if you get my drift. Other kart racing games. Just make sure you're conscious about don't get freaking copyright stricken. Yep, and then of course we have, oh, it's like Pekka Canal was another 2D side scroller game. Never heard of it. Maybe interesting. Rain Cat. I'm shocked this has yet to get pulled off of here. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot make this up, but notice how all these have installed. This one is like loading, because ninjas are taking this down right now to speak. Ninjas pulled this boy off the site. I'm shocked this even showed up. Genesis emulator is here still, but that other one you saw how they got rid of that one real quick. Oh man, my bad for getting a little too excited, a little loud. I'm right here in front of the camera too. Yeah, so you guys, it's a lot of games on here. Few Tetris clones. It's a decent first-person shooter engine. Wonder what game this is parodying. Metal something solid. Flight Simulator. Wow, do you have to use such profanity? Then we have Capman. They're trying to do that. They just call it Catman to avoid copyright protection, and then at the same time they have Pac-Man clone around underneath it. So I don't understand the point of that. Quake. This is more or less like the first demo level, but you need the original CD to kind of pop in there, or the ISO file, the files from the ISO to actually play the full game. DOSBox emulator. Bam, bam, bam. That could be a nice game for the Switch too. Just saying. Oh, we have Free Doom. Some few Free Doom levels. So you phase 2, so you don't even need the original Doom to play this. Now it's starting the actual Doom. Atari 2600. Yeah, we already know. Steam sales. Yes, Steam's included. For Israel. Wow, I'm noticing that all the Nintendo emulators are like showing this loading screen like, yep, we can't get that. Like I was saying, that is kind of funny how that's blocked. So we have a 2D platform called Legend of Edgar. Open Arena is another awesome 3D shooter. Basically, it's Quake 3 but free. You have MAME on here, which also lets you play certain games from a certain developer, but you guys already know what that deals with. Even a few demos on here. You can't make this up. Notice that anything that's related to the big end is blocked. Dolphin, blocked. Frozen Bubble, nice game right there. Pretty much like Puzzle Bobble, so yeah, definitely, advise that one. MGBA, this one did not get blocked. Neither did this one. Probably because this one is freaking 40 years old at this point, and yeah, if you're paying $50 for a game from 40 years ago, you need your head examined. Just saying. And a lot of people just run has his homebrew anyway. But the intrinsic value, these games from 40 years ago should be not just $40. $40 should be the sales price. It should be $80. Whatever, man. Keep going down the list. Okay, roguelike. The first part of that free Doom game. Old school NetHack. Okay, so they have an MSX emulator on here. Battle Tanks. Scorch 3D. Okay, Earthworm Jim from Temu. Dust Racing 2D level editor. So basically it's a 2D racing game with a level editor. So actually, now I'm actually a little curious. Let's open up Firefox real quick to see what Dust Racing is. See, Dust Racing. So yeah, that's what the game looks like. So old school arcade 2D racing game, what I'm seeing here. Yep, and you're using your keyboard to move everything around, so that's interesting. Close out. Slime volleyball. Okay, now I gotta check. Might as well keep that open. Slime volleyball game. Alright, cool. Nothing else. Not safe for work popped up, which is a good and a plus. Probably should be real cautious when looking up certain volleyball games. Just saying. Galaga, we already know what that is. Mousetrap. Canoe Jump, probably another Mario clone. Grenadier, Bomberman clone. Metal Geese, played that a while back. Is a decent real-time strategy game. See what else we got on here. 2D point-and-click vampire game, perfect for Halloween. Tux Puck, never heard of that one. Okay, so it's actually a 3D game. It actually is like a 3D hockey game. Interesting. And Tux is looking a little derpy. Derpy. Criminal BSU. Awesome. Top-down shooter. Awesome top-down vertical shooter. World War V is a side scroller. Let's see what that is. Oh, 6, not 4. Got the V's and I's mixed up. Yep, and they're not showing the yeah, I need the Linux game, so let me type in Linux. Okay, so it's kind of like Defender. Alright. I should be using Bing, get workout points out of spite on a Linux machine. Just saying, get my Microsoft points on Linux. Whoa! Naughty. We already know what this is an emulator for. We already know. Be careful. This is basically like Raptor. This one, they weren't even trying to hide it. Yeah, I'm just kind of scrolling through the Ubuntu store for guys that are just watching, are just tuning in right now. That's what I'm doing at this point. Okay, we got Quake. We got the PS1 emulator. That's in the store. PCSX is probably on here too somewhere where you actually go to the site and download it along with RPSC3. But you didn't hear that from me. Of course, we went by Tetris. A few more games in here. Retro Arch. Install everything. Crispy Doom. Mr. Boom Bomberman. Another 2D racing game. It would be nice to think it actually detect what type of graphics card you have in the machine, and then from there determine like what games will or will not install on your machine. But yeah, they got a lot on here. SL Port Wolfenstein 3D and Spirit Destiny. You need the original files for that. This just gives you an executable to run it from. Same thing with Rise of the Triad, or this may be the demo. And some of this seems to be kind of outdated because you can actually download it straight from Steam. You know, actually you can download the actual native Linux port without even using Proton. So let's see what we got here. Like I said, I haven't gone to the games, I haven't gone to the Ubuntu store in ages, so I'm seeing if there's anything that catches my eye. There's scripts, 10 plus. All this stuff looks redundant. Okay, let's go ahead and close out of it. Let's go back. Let's see what they have under Office Suites. Let's see if only Office is here. Get your minds out of the gutter. I said only Office. Office. Let me repeat. I said only Office. And let me make sure I type both of those terms in there before it pulls up only something else. And as I'm copy and pasting this in here, make sure those words are together. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you have OnlyOffice combined in your search engine, otherwise something else may pop up. Just saying, but yeah, OnlyOffice is an awesome office suite, pretty much a free version of Microsoft Office, but runs on Linux, Mac, and Linux. It runs on Windows, Mac, and Linux, with a few little AI features added onto it. So you have products. So let's go get their free version. So let's go to document editors. Yep, even let you edit PDFs and presentations. So you guys should do live PDF editing on here too, which is nice. I think pretty much all the graphic stuff's already installed. Yeah, all that stuff's already installed. Maybe some publisher stuff. Nope, all that's already on here. So hit back. Multimedia. Okay, there's a few audio players that are on here, a few music players. Let's see which one is. And I believe one of these will probably give you an iTunes-like experience, which is kind of nice. Also, for that, you may want to look it up. And this machine actually does have a DVR burner. DVR burner, so I can go ahead and install the drivers for that and actually burn DVD movies on here. Video players, you already know you got VLC, Handbrake. Ooh. Speaking of having an actual drive on here, this can be real handy if you need to back up certain files. Just saying. Sound engineering, let's see on here, since I'm part of NESB. Faux solid. So you got your CAD stuff on there. It's still loading because it's a lot of dependencies on there. I was joking earlier about Nintendo. It's about the reason why the user and the other Switch emulator took so long to load on there, because those are big packages and it had to pull a lot of data from the server. So the ninjas weren't taking it down. We also have LibreCAD and a few other ones. So to kind of play around with your Arduino. Oh yeah, this is a nice one for Python. Has on my Mac and my Windows machine, and yes, I will install. Okay, this is my Python IDE of choice. When I get some extra money for a few Arduino boards, I'll probably install this as well. So if you're interested in biogenesis, artificial life program that simulates the processes involved in the evolution of organisms. It shows colored sections based on organisms that mutate and evolve in a 2D environment. Biogenesis based on primordial life. Seems to be a little interesting tool to play around with. Nice little simulator. Okay, then you have basic for kiddies, basic 256. Okay, so that actually lets you build and simulate electronic circuits. Seen a lot, so that would have helped me a lot in undergrad, but it is what it is. Many moons ago. Yeah, this one probably got me through a lot of comp sci classes. Ugh. And calculus. With that overblown scientific calculator. Okay, ain't all they get. They got better ones online. Engineering, geography. So yeah, nice for Linux. They got everything you can think of. Little collection of everything for free. So you got kids in school, you want to do their science engineering homework, this should be the OS you want to use. You're just going to have to put a limit on how many games they're going to play on here, because yeah, right now there are way more free games on x86 Pro on the platform than ever before. So with the chemistry, a lot in there. Biology is a whole megaton. Astronomy, not to get it mixed up with astrology. Astronomy. So you can play the simulates the planetary systems. So yeah, if you got kids, and that's stuff to kind of play around with different OS is on. Sorry, different applications with. We even got physics, math, so all subjects in school. And of course, you got the regular education. Kind of a retrend. We kind of already went over the programming tools. Exit out of there. I know what everybody wants to see. Steam. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Because now in the general. Steam sales. Actually, it's going to take a minute for Steam to install. So, next part about Steam is you can just do this. Just search for it. Dude, just get a Steam Deck or just open the Steam page in Firefox. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see something real quick. See if it'll let me do the QR code real quick. And it is. See if this works. Yep, and Steam Guard works on Linux as well. So now I'm going to see the text what OS I have on here. Let's see. Actually, let's go back to store. Let's go to my wish list, which has a megaton of games, almost many are actually in my library. Got a few games I got already got out of the system, so I can kind of get rid of them. But let's see. Typing of the Dead. And at Midnight Express, when I could swear I had on another platform. Just want to see if it'll say it's supported with my hardware or not. Yeah, it's funny. I notice now when you go to these pages, they used to have a warning telling you it's not supported on your platform, but I think because of Proton at this point, it doesn't give you that error message anymore. Now it's like, yeah, whatever, dude. We know you're gonna install Proton. Just run it. Like, dude, just use a Steam. Just get a Steam Deck. Just get a Steam Deck. All right, so we got this working. So yeah, pull this back up. And I guess I'll go ahead and end my stream. All right, peace out. Like this thing actually works.